The Martinez family reunion happened every July at Uncle Carlos's ranch in Hill Country, Texas. 75 people crammed onto 5 acres. Cousins, aunts, uncles, grandparents, second cousins twice removed. Mariachi music, carne asada on the grill, kids running through sprinklers. I'd driven 3 hours from Austin that Saturday morning, my Honda Accord loaded with grocery bags and a cooler full of Mom's requested potato salad. I was exhausted. We just closed our Series D funding round at $558 million, and I'd been on calls with investors until 2 a.m. But family was family. So I showed up. The chaos hit me the moment I parked. My sister Gabriella was already holding court by the pool, showing off her engagement ring to a cluster of aunts. My brother Miguel was talking real estate deals with Dad and the uncles. My cousin Sophia's kids were screaming and splashing water everywhere. "Nina, you made it." Tia Carmen hugged me at the entrance, smelling like perfume and tamales. "We thought you weren't coming. Traffic was bad on I-35. Always is. Come. Everyone's asking about you." That couldn't be good. I found Mom in the kitchen with Abuela and 3 other aunts, assembling enchiladas. "Mija." Finally. "The potato salad." "In the car." "I'll grab it." "And you drove all the way from Austin? In that old car?" "Nina, when are you going to get something reliable?" "It is reliable, Mom. It's a Honda. It's 12 years old. It runs perfectly." Tia Rosa looked up from chopping cilantro. "How's your little business, Nina? Still doing the computer thing?" "Healthcare software." "Yes, still doing it." "Making any money yet?" Tia Carmen asked with that tone that meant she already assumed the answer was no. "We're doing fine." "Fine isn't great, Mija," Abuela said, patting my hand. "You're 29 years old. Maybe it's time to think about getting a real job. Gabriella works at that law firm, Miguel has his real estate company. What do you have?" "A healthcare technology company." Yes, your startup. But when does it become real?" I'd been hearing variations of this conversation for 6 years. "It is real, Abuela." "Then why do you still live in that tiny apartment? Why do you drive an old car? Why do you dress like a college student?" She gestured at my outfit, jeans, a simple white t-shirt and sneakers. "Because I'm comfortable." Mom sighed. "Nina, we love you. But we worry. Most startups fail. We just want you to be realistic about your options before it's too late." I grabbed my potato salad from the car and didn't respond. Lunch was served at 2 p.m. Long tables set up under oak trees, covered in platters of carne asada, chicken, rice, beans, tortillas, salsa. 75 people eating, talking, laughing. I sat at the end of a table with my younger cousins, the ones still in college or just starting their careers. They were easier to talk to. They didn't judge. But halfway through the meal, Gabriella's voice carried across the entire gathering. "Did everyone see the announcement? Carlos proposed last month. We're getting married in January at the Four Seasons." She waved her ring around, a massive diamond catching the sunlight. "He's a partner at Thompson & Associates. We just bought a house in Westlake. 4 bedrooms, pool, lake view." Everyone applauded. Congratulations rang out. Mom was crying happy tears. "And Miguel." Dad stood up, beer in hand. "Miguel just closed his biggest deal yet. A commercial property in downtown Austin. $8.7 million. My son, the real estate mogul." More applause. Miguel stood and took a bow, grinning. Then Tio Roberto called out, "What about Nina? Nina, you still doing your tech thing?" The entire reunion turned to look at me. "Yeah," I said quietly. "Still doing it." "Is it going well?" he asked, genuinely curious. "It's..." "Oh please," Gabriella interrupted, laughing. "Nina's been doing her tech thing for 6 years now. If it was going well, we'd know by now." Several people laughed. Not mean laughter exactly, but amused. Like I'd told a joke. "Gabby," I said carefully, "you don't actually know what my company does or how it's performing. I know you live in a 600-square-foot apartment and drive a car older than my relationship with Carlos." She was playing to the crowd now, emboldened by wine and attention. "I know you work from coffee shops. I know you've never once invited any of us to visit your office, because you probably don't have one." "Gabby," Miguel started. "What?" "I'm just being honest. Nina's a failed entrepreneur. It's embarrassing. Someone needs to say it." The laughter stopped. Everyone went quiet. Mom set down her fork. Gabriella, that's too harsh. Is it though? Mom, you said the same thing last week. You said Nina needs to face reality and get a real job before she wastes any more years. Mom's face went red. I didn't say it like that. You did. You said, failed entrepreneur. Those were your exact words. I stood up slowly. Every eye at the reunion was on me. You think I'm a failed entrepreneur, I said. Not a question. A statement. Nina, honey, Mom started. It's fine. I grabbed my keys from the table. I need to head back to Austin anyway. Work stuff. Nina, don't leave like this, Dad said. I'm not upset. I just have work to do. Gabriella called after me. See? Always running away to your little startup. So embarrassing. I got in my car and drove away. The thing is, they had every reason to believe I was failing. 6 years ago, I'd quit my job as a healthcare IT consultant at Epic Systems to start Medlink AI. Everyone thought I was insane. I'd had a 6-figure salary, excellent benefits, stock options. And I'd walked away to solve a problem that nobody thought was solvable. Medical errors were the third leading cause of death in America. Diagnostic errors alone killed 40,000 to 80,000 people annually. The problem wasn't that doctors were incompetent. It was that medical data was impossibly complex and scattered across dozens of systems. I wanted to build an AI that could help. Not replace doctors but augment their decision-making. Give them a second opinion. Flag potential issues they might miss. The first 3 years were hell. I burned through $120,000 in savings. I lived on rice, beans, and the occasional taco. I taught myself machine learning and medical informatics. I worked 20-hour days training algorithms and talking to doctors who thought I was wasting my time. Medlink AI launched in 2020 with one client. A rural hospital in West Texas that was desperate enough to try anything. We analyzed their patient data and caught 3 diagnostic errors in the first month. Caught them before they became fatal. Word spread. By 2021, we had 20 hospital clients and $5.3 million in revenue. By 2022, we had 180 clients and raised $47 million in series of funding. By 2023, we'd hit 420 clients, $87 million in revenue, and raised $180 million in Series B at a $320 million valuation. This year, 2025, we had 890 hospital clients across 43 states, 470 employees, $340 million in annual revenue, and had just closed Series D funding at a $558 million valuation. We'd also been selected for Forbes 30 Under 30 in healthcare. Not just the list. I'd been chosen as one of 3 people to be featured on the cover and profiled during the nationally televised awards ceremony. The ceremony was scheduled for Monday night. 2 days after the family reunion. My family had no idea. Not because I was deliberately hiding it, though I sort of was. But because they'd never asked real questions about my work. They'd seen my modest lifestyle and assumed failure. And I'd let them because part of me wanted to see if anyone cared enough to look deeper. 6 years. Nobody had. I got back to Austin around 7 p.m., exhausted and emotionally drained. My apartment was small, 600 square feet just like Gabriella had said, but it was mine. Paid in full. No mortgage. No landlord. I poured a glass of wine and sat on my couch staring at my phone. 15 missed calls from Mom. 8 texts from Miguel. 3 from Dad. 1 from Tia Carmen. Mija, your mother is upset. Please call her. I turned off my phone and went to bed. Sunday, I spent the day preparing for the Forbes ceremony. My stylist came to my apartment with 3 outfit options. My PR team sent over talking points. My CEO, James Park, called to review the speech. You ready for this? He asked. Ready as I'll ever be. It's going to be huge, Nina. Forbes 30 Under 30 is watched by millions. After tomorrow night, everyone will know who you are. I know. Does your family know? No. He was quiet for a moment. Are you going to tell them before it airs? No. Let them find out with everyone else. That's cold. Maybe. But they called me a failed entrepreneur in front of 75 people yesterday. They've earned a surprise. James laughed. I can't wait to see their faces. Record their reactions if you can. I'll try. Monday evening, I put on the dress my stylist had chosen. A sleek navy blue gown that cost more than my first 3 months of rent combined. Hair and makeup done professionally. I looked like someone who belonged on a Forbes cover. I took a selfie and sent it to my best friend, Diana. Diana, holy, you look incredible. Where are you going? Me, Forbes 30 Under 30 Awards ceremony. I'm being featured on the cover. Diana, what? Nina, when were you going to tell me? Me, I just did. Diana, this is huge. Are you nervous? Me, terrified. Diana, you're going to kill it. Call me after. I want to hear everything. Diana, wait. Does your family know? Me, nope. Diana, oh my God, Nina. You're evil. I love it. The ceremony was at the Four Seasons in downtown Austin. Red carpet, photographers, cameras everywhere. I felt completely out of place, but I smiled and waved and answered questions for Entertainment Tonight, CNBC, and Bloomberg. Inside, the ballroom was packed. 600 people, entrepreneurs, investors, executives, journalists. I found my assigned seat at a table near the front with other healthcare honorees. The ceremony started at 8 p.m. It would air live on CNN and stream on Forbes' website. 2 hours in, they got to the healthcare category. Our next honoree, the host announced, has revolutionized diagnostic accuracy in hospitals across America. Her AI platform has analyzed over 400 million patient records and is estimated to have prevented over 12,000 medical errors in the past year alone. Please welcome the founder and CEO of Medlink AI, Nina Martinez. The spotlight hit me. I stood up, my heart pounding, and walked to the stage. The host handed me a crystal award and a microphone. I looked out at 600 people and took a breath. 6 years ago, I said, I quit my job to start Medlink AI. Everyone thought I was crazy. My family thought I was throwing my life away. But I'd seen too many people die from preventable medical errors. I knew there had to be a better way. The audience was silent, listening. Today, Medlink AI serves 890 hospitals in 43 states. We've analyzed over 400 million patient records. We've helped doctors catch diagnostic errors before they become fatal. We've saved lives. And we're just getting started. Applause filled the ballroom. To every entrepreneur who's been called a failure by people who don't understand what you're building, keep going. They'll understand eventually. And when they do, it'll be on your terms, not theirs. More applause. Someone in the back whistled. I held up the award. Thank you, Forbes, for this incredible honor. And thank you to my team at Medlink AI. We're not done yet. I walked off stage to a standing ovation. Backstage, my phone, which I'd left with an assistant, was blowing up. 127 missed calls. 400 plus text messages. My voicemail was full. I scrolled through the texts. Mom, Nina. Mom, Nina Maria Martinez. Mom, you're on TV. Mom, call me right now. Gabriella, what the F you think? Gabriella, is that you on Forbes? Gabriella. Nina, answer your phone. Miguel, holy shit, little sis. Holy shit. Dad. Mija, I just saw you on CNN. I don't understand. What's happening? Tia Carmen, Nina. Forbes. You're on Forbes. Tia Rosa. Is this real? Well, a miniata. En la television. Diana, you killed it. I'm watching right now. You're trending on Twitter. I turned off my phone again. The after-party was at a rooftop bar downtown. Open bar, hors d'oeuvres, networking. Investors kept approaching me with business cards. Journalists wanted interviews. Other honorees wanted to collaborate. James found me around midnight. You're trending on LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. The Forbes website crashed from traffic. Nina, this is insane. Is it good insane or bad insane? Good. You're everywhere. CNBC wants you on tomorrow morning. Bloomberg wants an exclusive. TechCrunch wants to do a deep dive on Medlink AI's technology. Schedule them for next week. I need a few days to process. Fair enough. He grinned. Have you checked your phone? Not since I turned it off. Turn it on. Your family is losing their minds. I pulled out my phone and powered it on. It immediately started buzzing nonstop. Calls, texts, notifications flooding in. I opened the family group chat. Mom, Nina, please call us. We're so confused. Gabriella, I can't believe you didn't tell us. Miguel, this is incredible. I'm so proud of you. Dad, your mother is crying. Please call. Tia Carmen. The whole family is calling me asking if this is real. Tia Roberto. Nina, I'm watching the rerun right now. You said your company has 890 hospital clients? Well, mi amor, why didn't you tell us? I typed one message. I tried to tell you. For 6 years. You weren't listening. Then I turned off my phone again. Tuesday morning I woke up to discover I was internet famous. The Forbes ceremony had been watched by 4.2 million people live. The clips were being shared across every social media platform. My acceptance speech had gone viral. They'll understand eventually. And when they do, it'll be on your terms, not theirs. That line in particular was everywhere. Memes, quote graphics, TikTok videos. Hashtag failed entrepreneur was trending. My doorbell rang at 9 a.m. I looked through the peephole. Mom, Dad, Gabriella, and Miguel. All standing in my apartment hallway. I opened the door. Nina. Mom looked like she hadn't slept. Can we come in? I stepped aside. They filed into my small apartment looking around like they'd never seen it before. Which, to be fair, they hadn't. They'd never visited. We watched the ceremony last night, Dad said. All of it. Then we watched it again this morning. And we're trying to understand what happened. You said your company serves 890 hospitals. You said you've analyzed 400 million patient records. Is that true? Yes. Nina, Gabriella said quietly, Forbes said your company is valued at $558 million. Is that true? Yes. How much do you own? 54%. Miguel did the math in his head. His face went pale. That's over $300 million. $301.3 million technically. On paper. I can't access it unless we have a liquidity event. Mom sat down heavily on my couch. I called you a failed entrepreneur. On Saturday. In front of the entire family. You did. And you didn't correct me. Would you have believed me if I had? She didn't answer. Gabriella was pacing my small living room. You let us think you were broke. You let us think you were failing. You let us mock you. I didn't let you do anything. You chose to mock me based on assumptions. I just didn't stop you. That's cruel. Is it? Was it kind when you called me embarrassing in front of 75 people? When you said I was a failed entrepreneur? When you laughed at my tech thing like it was a joke? She flinched. Dad spoke up. Nina, we're sorry. We made assumptions. We were wrong. But why didn't you tell us the truth? I tried to. Every family gathering, every holiday, every phone call. I talked about MedLink AI. About our clients, our growth, our mission. And every single time, you changed the subject or made a dismissive comment. You never asked real questions. You never showed genuine interest. So eventually I stopped trying. We thought we were being supportive, Mom said weakly. By not pushing you. By not making you feel bad about not succeeding. You made me feel bad about trying. That's worse. Miguel sat down on the arm of the couch. The Forbes article says you've prevented over 12,000 medical errors. Is that accurate? Conservative estimate. Our algorithms flag potential diagnostic issues, drug interactions, treatment contradictions. Doctors make the final calls, but we give them data they might have missed. That's incredible. It's what I've been doing for 6 years while you all thought I was wasting my life. The apartment was silent except for the sound of traffic from the street below. Finally, Gabriella spoke. I'm sorry, Nina. I'm really, really sorry. What I said at the reunion was cruel. I was showing off and I made you the punchline. That was wrong. It was. Can you forgive me? Eventually. But Gabby, this isn't just about Saturday. It's about 6 years of dismissal. 6 years of assumptions. 6 years of nobody caring enough to ask what I was actually building. Mom wiped her eyes. What do we do now? I don't know. I need time to figure out how to be part of this family now that you finally know who I am. We've always known who you are, Dad protested. No, you didn't. You knew who you assumed I was. Those are completely different things. They left an hour later, shell-shocked and apologetic. I spent the rest of the day fielding interview requests and congratulations from colleagues, investors and clients. By evening I had 89 voicemails from extended family members. I listened to 3 before deleting the rest. Tia Rosa, Nina, Mija, I'm so sorry. I should have asked about your work. I should have believed in you. Please forgive me. To Roberto, I can't believe we didn't know. Your father just told me everything. Nina, you're incredible. I'm so proud to be your uncle. Abuela, mi amor, I saw you on the television. You looked so beautiful, so confident. I should have known you were doing something special. I'm sorry I doubted you. Te amo, mija. Diana called at 8 p.m. You broke the internet, she said immediately. That seems dramatic. Nina, you're trending everywhere. Hashtag failed entrepreneur has 2.3 million tweets. Your acceptance speech has been viewed 18 million times. You're a meme. Great. That's exactly what I wanted. How are you feeling? Honestly, exhausted. My family showed up this morning. They're in shock. Good. They should be. What did they say? They apologized. Said they made assumptions and were wrong. And, do you believe them? I don't know. I want to. But Diana, they spent 6 years dismissing my work. Assuming I was failing. Treating me like the family disappointment. One apology doesn't erase that. What do you need from them? I thought about it. Time. And proof that they actually care now. Not because Forbes told them to, but because they genuinely want to know me. That's fair. You know what I think. What? I think you're handling this perfectly. You didn't chase their approval. You didn't beg them to believe in you. You just built something so undeniable that their opinions became irrelevant. That takes serious strength. Or serious stubbornness. Same thing basically. The Forbes cover issue came out in October. My face on the cover with the headline, "The 30 under 30 who are changing healthcare." The article was 6 pages long. It detailed MedLink AI's technology, our growth, our impact on healthcare outcomes. It included interviews with hospital administrators, doctors and patients whose lives had been saved by our platform. It also included a quote from me: "Success isn't about proving people wrong. It's about building something so meaningful that their doubt becomes irrelevant." My family got copies of the magazine. Multiple copies. I found out later that Mom had bought 50 copies and mailed them to every extended family member with a handwritten note. This is what Nina has been building. We should have known. We should have asked. Slowly, carefully we started rebuilding. Mom started asking real questions about MedLink AI. Not performative questions but genuine curiosity about our technology, our mission, our challenges. She even came to our office in Austin, a beautiful space in downtown with 470 employees, and cried when she saw my name on the building directory. Dad started reading medical journals to understand our work better. He'd send me articles. "Nina, I saw this study on diagnostic errors. Is this the kind of thing MedLink AI addresses?" Miguel became my unofficial marketing team. He told everyone he met about his sister who built a $558 million healthcare AI company. Sometimes it was embarrassing, but it was also kind of sweet. Gabriella took the longest to come around. But 3 months after the Forbes ceremony, she called me. "Nina, can we have coffee? Just us." We met at a cafe near my apartment. She looked nervous. "I've been thinking about the reunion," she said. "About what I said. About how I treated you. Not just that day but for years." Okay. I was jealous. Is that terrible to admit? I blinked. Jealous of what? Of you. Your independence. Your courage. You quit your safe job to chase something you believed in. I've never had that kind of bravery. I took the safe path, law school, law firm, partner, boyfriend. Everything mapped out. And when I saw you doing something risky, something I was too scared to do, I mocked you for it. Because if you failed, it validated my safe choices. And if you succeeded, well, I didn't think that was possible. Gabby. Let me finish. You succeeded. Massively. You built something incredible while I was playing it safe and calling you a failure. That says something about me, not you. And I'm sorry. I'm really genuinely sorry. Thank you for saying that. Are we okay? I thought about it. About 6 years of dismissal. About being called embarrassing in front of the family. About building a company worth $558 million while my own sister assumed I was broke. We're getting there, I said honestly. But Gabby, rebuilding trust takes time. You can't undo 6 years of doubt with one apology. I know. I'm willing to put in the time if you are. I am. We had coffee for 2 hours. For the first time in years we actually talked. About our lives, our dreams, our fears. About what we wanted and what scared us. It was a start. Medlink AI was acquired by Google Health for $1.8 billion in cash and stock. My 54% stake made me worth $972 million after taxes. I kept the company operating independently and stayed on as CEO. The entire team, all 470 employees, got retention bonuses. The earliest employees became millionaires overnight. Forbes ran a follow-up cover story. From 30 under 30 to $1 billion exit. How Nina Martinez built healthcare's hottest AI company. They interviewed my family for the article. Mom said, "We underestimated her for too long. We saw what we wanted to see instead of what was actually there. That's our biggest regret." Gabriella said, "My sister taught me that courage looks different than I thought. She didn't need our approval to succeed. She just needed us to pay attention." Dad said, "Nina succeeded despite our doubt, not because of our support. That's humbling to acknowledge, but it's the truth." Miguel said, "My sister is proof that the quietest person in the room is often the most powerful." I framed all 4 quotes and hung them in my new office, still in Austin but much bigger now. Not because I needed their validation. I'd stopped needing that long ago. But because they'd finally learned to see me. And that, more than any Forbes cover or billion-dollar exit, felt like victory. Last week I got a text from Abuela. "Abuela, Mija, I'm reading about your company in the newspaper. I'm so proud. But I'm also sorry it took me so long to ask about your work. Can you forgive an old woman for being stubborn? Mi abuela, you taught me to be stubborn. It's my greatest strength. Of course I forgive you. Abuela, te amo mi Nina. My brilliant, beautiful granddaughter. Mi, te amo también." I sat in my office that afternoon looking out at the Austin skyline thinking about the journey. 6 years of doubt. 6 years of building in silence. 6 years of being called a failed entrepreneur by people who never bothered to ask what I was building. And then one Forbes ceremony that changed everything. The thing is, the ceremony didn't make me successful. I was already successful. It just made my success visible. And visibility, I'd learned, was a choice. I'd chosen to stay invisible until I was undeniable. And when I finally stepped into the light, I did it on my terms. Not theirs. My